I am an anti-racist superhero. Kids know nothing about racism. They're taught that by adults. Ruby Bridges. For my daughter, for B, for our anti-racist heroes everywhere. No justice, no peace. Malik was mesmerized. He saw the signs and heard the chant as protesters marched down the street. What's happening? Malik asked. Mommy and Daddy looked at each other with concern. Mommy answered, They are marching in protest because of what happened to George Floyd. Who is George Floyd? Malik asked. George Floyd was a black man who was killed by the police because of the color of his skin, Daddy said seriously. Being mean or hurting someone because of the color of their skin is racism. That's not fair, Malik declared. And it feels scary too. Do you know what helps me when I feel scared? Mommy asked, hugging Malik. I think of people who I can look up to. People who I think are brave. It makes me feel stronger. Real-life heroes are people who speak out against injustice when they see it. People like Rosa Parks, James Baldwin, Ruby Bridges, and Winter Amore Rogers, said Daddy. Rosa Parks was a civil rights activist. She refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man during segregation. This started the bus boycott that ended bus segregation. James Baldwin was a writer and a civil rights activist. He wrote about racism to change it and create equality. Ruby Bridges was the first African American child to desegregate white schools in the South. She was 6 years old. Because of her and other brave children and adults like her, all children were able to go to school together in the United States. Winter Amore Rogers was 7 years old when she marched against racism at the George Floyd protest. She's an anti-racist, which means she's against racism. Winter Amore is in 1st grade, just like you. You could even say she's a superhero, an anti-racist superhero, said Daddy. I can be a hero too, Malik declared. Yes, you can, honey, Mommy cheered. One of the first things that you can do is remember to look, listen, feel, and then act, Daddy said. When following these 4 steps, you too can make a difference. Sometimes you might get scared. Even heroes get scared sometimes, Mommy added. But remember, you can always count on us, she said. We're here to love and protect you. Malik stood up, excited. Now I can share what I learned about look, listen, feel, and act with my friends. My name is Malik, and I am an anti-racist superhero. What are your superpowers? My friends and I don't all look alike, but we all have something in common. We look, listen, feel, and act to help make things fair for everyone. Look like a superhero. First, anti-racist superheroes use their senses to look for ways to make their schools, neighborhoods, and the world a better place. Jamal says, I look to see if someone is left out on the playground. Adam says, I look to see if someone is being made fun of. Annie says, I look to see if someone doesn't have something to play with. Listen like a superhero. Next, anti-racist superheroes recognize that listening is one of the greatest superpowers of all because it shows kindness. Keisha says, I listen when someone shares their feelings. Muhammad says, I listen when my friends say they need help. Camille says, I listen by looking at my friends when she is talking. Then repeat what she said to check that I understand. feel like a superhero. And then anti-racist superheroes do something really cool. You stop and take a deep breath, making sure to notice your feelings, whether you feel good or bad. It is brave to feel all your feelings. Carlos says, I feel proud when I treat others fairly. Felicia says, I feel sorry when I say something mean. Haru says, I feel angry when I hear someone say hurtful things about others. Act like a superhero. Once you've looked, listened, and felt, you are ready to act. Everyone can take action to make the world a fairer place. Malik says, I act by including someone who is being left out. Alita says, I act by saying kind words when someone is scared. Ming says, I act by letting my parents know when I see something that is not fair. Our real superpowers are kindness, justice, love, and support. We are the anti-racist superheroes. Here are more ways you can look, listen, feel, and act like an anti-racist superhero. Follow Malik as he discovers superpowers that help him act against racism and injustice. With the help of his parents, Malik discovers anti-racist superheroes of the past and present, and that he can also take action to help make the world a better place.